Hello ladies and gentlemen, and thank you all for your patience as we are now about to get match number 2 underway for the evening. This should be between Signature CSGO and MiTH, and this is actually one that I think I'm looking forward to just a little bit. I'm not saying in particularly I think this is going to be, say for example, comparable to say Vici Gaming Cyberzen, that grade of play, but I do feel as though Signature CSGO is one of those teams that has the potential to go far, and everything else in between makes this a bit of an exciting match. So MiTH previously made second prize at a very big tournament in Malaysia, and so too did Signature CSGO. Well, actually, rather, Signature CSGO made it to third prize. But what's interesting about Signature CSGO is they were able to beat Mongols out of the DreamHack Malmo qualifier with their previous roster, which had NCL, Meister, and I forget the other player's name that was removed. But yeah, that's one thing that I think brings a level of excitement to Signature CSGO. To be fair to Mongols, however, that was only a best of 1, that map. So, and in the qualifier tournament, of course. But after they lost that match to Signature CSGO, essentially Mongols had to kiss their shot at DreamHack Malmo goodbye, where I believe we all saw Tai Lu produce an amazing upset by taking down Liquid as well as Luminosity Gaming. Alright, so MiTH gets away with the knife round after what seemed like a somewhat heated affair. And with that being said, they have the right to choose CT or T side. Thinking a little bit, and they choose to swap. So they'll be going now to the counter-terrorist side, and they'll have a natural firepower advantage going into the pistol round, of course. And the question is, are they going to get a kit or no kit? Now, if a team is just going to buy Kevlars, just 5 Kevlar vests, then you're talking about a team that is doing their best to keep the enemy team from putting the plant down, because that means they may not have the adequate supplies it takes to defuse a bomb. And Veda has purchased a kit, as well as a fragmentation grenade. Rolex Monster, this is something that makes me, you know, cringe just a little bit in fear, not in disgust. I don't think it's. I don't mean to insult the MiTH roster by any means. What I mean is just like, how do I say this? Before cringe has its modern day slang interpretation, 20 years ago it was a different word. But Viper Demon gonna get the opening frag, get a second one as well. 2 taps, 3 taps. This guy is a monster tap. And although we do see Signature CSGO get the bomb plant down, they're just not able to do a whole lot in the way of response damage. You guys want to know what I think of this for MiTH? I really feel like this is one of those matches. Like, that pistol round was 10 out of 10 almost. Basically, that was 10 out of 10. It was 10 out of 10 on a scale of 1 to 10 how well they did. The reason why is because they managed to eliminate the entire enemy team, and they got the defusal win, which gives them a little bit more money. Actually, some people would argue and say, well, that means it's a 9 out of 10, bro. Because, like, without, if they could deny the plant, then that means the enemy team couldn't get more money in the bank for themselves. So I guess you could say that, like, objectively speaking, you have to give that a 9 out of 10. There we go. Post-pistol round, we can see that there's only some upgraded pistols on the terrorist side of things. It's not working out all that well. Rolex Monster gonna get 1, but we've got a pause called by Gigs. I'm not entirely sure why or what it could be for, but I'm thinking it might be a technical issue as opposed to anything else. Hang on just a minute. What on earth is this? What on earth is this? Alright, whatever. What's with my XSplit? Hang on, guys, I don't see what's. I really don't see what the hell is going on here. Well, best guess that I've got is my capture card is locked up, guys. So give me just a minute, and I'll try and correct the issue at hand. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, I hate to give you guys a ventrilo cast just like back in the day, how it was done in 2004, 2005, and everything else in between, but hang on just a minute. Luckily, they called in a pause. Giggs did for his team. So let's check this out. Alright, alright. Looks like that kind of took care of the problem. Just have to restart it. Hang on just a moment. Sorry about that, guys. I really don't know what the issue was. I think what happened was my capture card locked up for a short period of time, and then from there on out, it just couldn't get fixed for whatever reason. I honestly don't know what it was, but it's like having an image glued to your TV, and whenever you try to change the channel, you just can't find anything on TV. You know what I'm talking about? But hey, all's well that ends well. We only missed really 2 rounds of action, but for the time being, it's fixed. Thank you all for your patience, and well, don't know what this is all about. I don't know what the pause was all about, but after 1 bomb plant round, we see that the Signature CSGO side of things has actually saved enough money to get some AK-47s out. We do see Tor cutting the helmet off of his buy just to get another flashbang in. Respectable choice, but I mean, he still opens up that one-shot capability for himself versus the entire MiTH roster now, not just Veda. But gonna have Rolex Monster getting the opening frag of the round, and that was with a player who had a helmet on. That, I don't know. Let's kind of take it back to him and see if he's going to get out of there alive. Backpedals into the ladder room. That's where he is. So opening frag comes in from the CT side this time around. But to be honest here, this is where Signature CSGO has a firepower advantage. They should probably, you know, try and find something off the back of this. It's going to be QQ Dough Maker getting response frag onto Rolex Monster. I mean, that a very late one, but yeah, it's there. So 53 seconds remain on the clock, and now they have to try and get that plant going, but Veda shuts down Tor. That reveals the position of the op player for MiTH, and with a 3 versus 4, it's basically common sense. If you're going to go black and white meta, you're talking about 2 players on each site for the counter terrorist side. So what that means is we're going to be seeing a unanimous stack for bomb site B. The late rotate now coming in with our Opper on the CT side of things. Veda trying very, very quickly to get back in there. He's going to get that flick onto QQ Dough Maker. QQ. Let's just call him QQ for the time being. And Ginny is trying to play for the retake here along with his 2 other teammates. Cigarette's going to get 1 headshot. He's going to have to make another. But Veda, he's looking for that angle to take down the last Signature player. He will find it. Okay, so that means MiTH is going to take 3 rounds in a row. They get the max loss bonus along with the bomb plant bonus. So that being said, I think we could see something of a quasi-buy here, and then if we could actually see the bomb plant come down again, then Signature CSGO would have more than enough money for a full buy the following round. We're talking about round 5. As you can see at the top of your screen, it is round 4. Right, so opening flick up mid. Veda's not going to get anything. It's a unanimous 5-man rush B. This might actually yield some results, but you know, it's hard to say. One going out through window, another one going out through balcony. It's already turned out 2 for 1 in the exchange, highly in favor of the terrorist side. But that flick hits the feet. Now we're waiting for the move to be made by MiTH for the retake. 4 versus 3. They've got the firepower advantage, basically. I mean, more or less. But Olivia Monster is already in the right position to take one down. He's afraid of getting refragged. Picks up the N4 with very little in the way of consequence. Going to refire on some of these guys. Ginny's struggling to get out with dear life. And maybe they'll catch an exit frag off of this. No. Not quite from Veda. Yes, quite from Veda. Catches Cigarettes jumping. Gets a double kill as QQ. Whoa. Oh my goodness, that Well, jeez. Okay, so, well, to be honest here, that basically eliminates a substantial amount of profits coming in from Signature CSGO. They get $3,500 a piece for the detonation win, but, of course, we examine the situation they're in right now. It's much, much better than that of MiTH Gaming. They got 5 AK-47s versus an assortment of pistols, with or without armor, and an M4 and AWP to fight against, but those can be the spearhead back into this round for MiTH Gaming. Rolex Monster going to get aggressive, get shut down, nicely done. Cigarette's playing it out Rambo style. He thinks, he's thinking that this game is Call of Duty. He can jump and make headshots at the same time, and he is right. He is very right, indeed. Sorry, just wanted to check one thing, that's it. And it looks like all of our audio levels are back to normal. I do apologize if the microphone sounds absolutely crappy today because I don't have my condenser microphone. I've got some cheap $5 microphone that's part of a headset. But my rolls, that position, it's been a long time since I've seen that one. Alright, so now we've got, looks like QQ in a very awkward position. He's now behind Van. He's going to go on the hunt for the CTs, but instead it will be the hunter becoming the hunted. Ginny gets the frag. Refrag comes in from my rolls. He's now going to be trying to exploit the use of that CZ, but it's still 2 versus 3. 40 seconds remain, and all this time, that I'd say that slight hesitation has allowed Veda to get onto position in Marketplace. Bomb is dropped on site, though, and now we have to see Tor go for the retake. It just doesn't happen, unfortunately. So now MiTH, after losing 1 round, after gaining 3 rounds, losing 1 round, they're back to winning. And Signature CSGO, they're reset, as you can see. Tech 9 and 4 P250s will be the order of the day coming in from CSGO's Signature CSGO roster. As far as I can tell, they do not have Twitter, but you guys can follow MiTH on Twitter at MiTH Esports. But holy hell, Viper Demon is going to get a triple, maybe a quad if he can get in there with the USPS bomb carrier. However, will be executed now by Veta. Coming in for the cleanup. So those are some pretty stacked bets against MiTH, and I think what I'll do is at our earliest convenience, at our earliest break rather, I could go ahead and check on what's the word I'm looking for? I can go ahead and check on their performance on Wikipedia at the Asian Games tournament. Those were some pretty stacked bets from MiTH, and in some ways I guess you could say it makes me wonder how Signature CSGO got 2 second prize if it was them at the Asian Games who had done it. Veda gets the opening frag onto Olivia Monster. Headshot, nice flick. Tor down to only 19 HP. Viper Demon gonna look for that second frag, but gets traded out now by QQ. Myroll's coming in for the flank onto QQ. And now Giggs, he's in a very heated position. He could get encroached on by 2 different locations. Throws the pop flash, but that is some piss poor timing, pardon my language, as Rolex Monster just essentially takes him down at a time when he couldn't fire his weapon. Signature CSGO side of things, what happens here now is there are 3 upgraded pistols. 4 upgraded pistols. So we're going to have 2 deals. Those could work their way back into the game. Or help them, rather, work their way back into the game. Holy, whoa, oh my god, what, jeez Louise. Veda just got a double kill, one of which was achieved via collateral, and Rolex Monster comes in for the cleanup after we see Veda was taken down by a very spiteful Signature CSGO pistol wielder. 7 rounds on the board now for MiTH. I mean, oh boy, that was a very quick one, in part due to the collateral. But Signature CSGO, now they've got a full buy round on the board. Rolex Monster just immediately rushes up mid with an AK-47 in his hands. Like, He seriously thinks he's Rambo, and he gets punished for it. So BNW Gigs is gonna take him down using a Molotov, and we're gonna be seeing Viper Demon get a double kill. I almost said a double kill. Sorry about that. There we go. MyRose brings it to a 1-1 trade, and Signature CSGO is still behind a man, or rather down a man. Okay, so at this present point in time, checking the positioning right now, the bomb is in a very awkward position given relative to both of the players, as we do have a situation that's difficult to work your way back into the game, because right now we got cigarettes on Marketplace. It's going to be QQ Maker getting shut down at mid, trying, you know, just he says, I want the pork fat, I want to go for the bomb, but Veda says, you know, hold on, let me just re-dramatize that for you guys. Okay, so QQ says, I want the bomb. Veda says, you can't handle the bomb. And it's very much so the same thing for what was cigarettes, unfortunately. Frag discrepancy, wow. Veda at a 15-to-1 ratio. It's nearly unstoppable at one point, but it looks like someone did stop him. And now, Tech 9 armor play, it's going to be from Signature CSGO. They're looking for that play back into this game. I mean, the sad part about all of this is, you know, MiTH, they're not in any real economic trouble just yet. And we can see their positioning right now. They're all getting into the position, getting ready to smoke stairs, of course, also connector, and simultaneously CT via their present positions. They're throwing in the entry utilities right now along with flashbang grenades, and that is, looks like that smoke didn't come in the way I thought it would. Either that or they missed through it. Okay, smoke on bomb site, I like that. Get the bomb planted, get the bomb down, and remarkably all 10 players are still alive. Look at this. See, a stair smoke was right though, but it's faded now, and that only delays the defuse by at least 5 seconds. It delays the retake by about 5 to 10 seconds, and it's 4 versus 3 now. Gonna be seeing cigarettes looking for MyRoll's head, but he just can't find it. Shoots nothing but center mass, and last player standing is gonna be Gigs. That's not going to deter the defuse, and essentially all this does now is put enough money in the pockets of Signature CSGO to get a full buy for themselves. And looking at all this right now, I mean, I'm a little bit torn on this one, but I do think that MiTH has enough money for at least 2 full buys in a row. Of course, dropping weapons, sharing the economy for each of their teammates. And Signature CSGO, they're really looking for their how to say this, their way back into this game. Gig's going to be pushing up mid. Will find the first target of the round, but it's going to be Rolex Monster shutting him down. And there's no one there for the trade. That's, no one was at the right angle for the trade. So now we're going to be seeing, looks like Olivia Monster going up to chair right next to connector. Veda going to get his frag on at bomb site 8. And now we are waiting for, I guess you could say, a recollection of strategy for MiTH. Or not MiTH, but rather Signature CSGO. Both have Thai flags next to their name, so it gets confusing to me. This is turning out to be a little bit more one-sided than I thought it needed to be, but I also look at this as a little bit exciting in some ways. A little bit. But entry utilities getting tossed in. At best, it's going to be 3 versus 3 now, and we're going to have Viper Demon refuse to rotate, while it's much the same situation from Veda. Opening frag coming in from Rolex. Opening anti-frag, rather. Signature Cigarettes is the last one. Or I'm sorry, QQ is the last one standing. He's going to get a double. Oh my god. Gets a double kill. He's going to have to make a quad to pull out the win for his team. Drops down, is spotted, and shut down by Ginny. Does hit Ginny at least once, but if it's not a headshot, it's just not the gold that he needs. it's a little bit unfortunate right now. I don't know how else to place this, or rather where to place this, to be honest. This isn't the signature CSGO I was expecting to see, but I guess what we can do is at halftime we can check and see whose map choice map number 1 was, because it's something that's completely slipped my mind. What with that, you know, casting at 6 a.m. in U.S. Central Time Zone. But hey, you gotta love casting if you want to be a caster, right? That's the beauty of it. So Olivia is gonna get the opening frag on B short. It looks like that's paved the way into bomb site B, but we already have Veda on the rotate. He's already, whoa, he missed the shot. That's not something you see. You don't use missed and shot and Veda in the same sentence. But the bomb is going to be planted. That retake might be on its way as well, and this looks like a round that finally signature CSGO can work with. Nicely done as Cigarettes comes in for the flank. And it's just like Greg Plitt always said, if you keep on throwing shit against the wall, eventually something's going to stick. Viper Demon comes in, gets a double kill, but just can't stay on top of the fragging, and he is shut down by Olivia Monster. Alright, 4 AK-47s and AWP coming up for some signature CSGO, and it's much the same thing. 4 prime rifles and an AWP coming out from MiTH. Vera was on the far right side of Sniper's Nest, it looks like, if not the far left, and he just pushed everything back. Viper Demon going to be the first victim of the game. Firing through boards now. Tor is going to get scratched just a little bit. Down to 95 HP. He's just like, are these rubber bullets or real bullets? Because they just bounce right off me. But yeah. Going to be seeing now Rolex Monster creeping up B short. Veda's going to get a double kill. And that is going to be Cigarettes making the high impact frag, but the question is it too little too late? Because it's 2 versus 3 now. The manpower advantage is not there for signature CSGO. We're going to be having Rolex Monster poking up there a little bit. The bomb, oh man, is he going to get that inconvenient timing? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. He comes around from behind, and that is going to be him getting the bomb carrier down. It's now 1 versus 2. 40 seconds remain. He can continue to go forward with this, but so far it's been both players rotating to it. It looks like maybe Ginny is a little bit torn on whether or not to pursue this. 30 seconds remain. He doesn't have a whole lot of time to work with, and once he leaves the bomb site, if he chooses to leave bomb site B, then My Rules is just going to hear it. 20 seconds remain. He's got to make it real. The unfortunate truth of this is he has to go towards his enemies, and he just runs straight into the crosshair. He's still alive. 11 seconds remain. Can't get the bomb plant now. Just to kill both of his targets, and it's actually going to be Jenny executing him. Unfortunately, sometimes that's just the stark reality of being a counter-terrorist at bomb site B, waiting for your enemy to come at you. You can be like a ghost. There's no other way to say it. Now it's going to be signature CSGO on round 14 of the first half. Looks like that's a full buy. Yes, it is going to be a full buy, with themselves pushing into bomb site B. Myrol's just getting up there, getting greedy. He gets the triple kill. Is he going to get away with the quad? No. QQ is just going to shut him down. QQ gets himself a double kill. He has an M4 on hand. Triple, he makes it. And he's just saying, hey guys, it's reverse clutch time. Has the bomb. He's going to be turning back towards bomb site A, and now Ginny is going to be doing very much the same. So according to this meta, according to this, I guess you could say, common sense status quo, we're going to be having Ginny just sticking around here on to bomb site A and following the meta. 1 player at each site in a 2 versus 1 situation where you don't know where the bomb carrier has disappeared to. Uh-oh. As it would happen, Ginny happened to make the headshot against QQ Maker, even though he took a couple of center mass bullets. Headshot always wins. But that is some next level aim, let me tell you. Last round of the first half, full buy once again. And Signature CSGO are at 2 rounds. The best they can get is 3 by the end of the first half. And well, I guess the best we could do is wish them good luck going into map number 2, maybe. But let's not forget the miracles that we saw happening at Katowice. Let's not forget the miracles we've seen in DreamHack Malmo. Veda lands a hell of a headshot onto Olivia Monster there. And now he's looking for that headshot. That is, say, B&W Gigs. Can't quite find it. Smoke is going to cover them for the most part, but that's just cigarettes taking a ton of damage. And was that? No, it was not a collateral. Alright. 5-0. And MiTH left alive just barely-ish, maybe? I don't know. No. Okay, good half called by both sides. So let's check out that the map picks and bans for just a moment. I don't have 2 monitors, so I can see that some of you guys, when I'm out-tabbed, are looking at this, but yeah. Let's see here. Ah, great. I can't pull it up anymore. Never mind. Okay, so let's get back to the game before we miss any action, right? Sorry about that. Alright. So, MiTH, if they take this one, then essentially they just... That's it. Just about it. Just about it. I gotta say, I'm a little bit perplexed at just how much patience there is here for the MiTH side of things. No headshots delivered by either side just yet, and now waiting for them to sell a fake. Alright, this calls in for a rotation coming in from Olivia Monster, but Cigarettes is still alive at 38 HP, and now it looks like it's going to be live at bomb site A. And checking things out on the minimap, we should actually be following the players who have just entered the site. Rather, that's going to be QQ Widowmaker shutting things down one at a time. Oh boy. Well, okay, so we're going to have Ginny and Rolex struggling to hold on to that bomb, but it looks like QQ, he shuts it down completely with sick quadra kill. And now it looks like Signature CSGO is back in this. All of a sudden. Putting it into layman's terms, every map except for Dust 2 is a CT-sided map. I know that may sound like a common sense thing to say, but it really comes down to just... How do I put this? It really is difficult to describe how some teams put their strategy together on a map. So we could actually see a miraculous comeback come in from... Signature CSGO, we could be real. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. MiTH didn't get away with the detonation or the win on the pistol round of the second half, but here they are with only some upgraded pistols and a smoke or two, and if they can, and now their goal for sure is definitely get the bomb plant down, try and kill whatever they can in the process. And I gotta say, I love that Asimov coming in from Viper Demon. I myself have a well-worn one, but it looks like Olivia's going to come in here and get himself a triple before falling to a P2 Fiddy. Veda, the last man standing for his team, will get one and then fall into jungle before having to reload. Maybe not. Wow. He makes that really expensive for the counter-terror side. Look at this. Going into the first rifle round from MiTH side of things, they're just going to have SMGs. Or maybe FAMAS in full armor, but this is deficient in terms of firepower. I mean, don't get me wrong, Signature, not Signature, but CT side, your firepower is always going to be deficient against the first rifle round, against the terrorist side. But I mean, the question is how deficient. This is much, much lower than they want to be. Straight up firepower, you know, MiTH wins that battle, so this could actually be where they turn things around, unless I'm eating my own words right now. Signature Tour is going to be working up B short right now. But there's a pause being called by Ginny. I'm not sure what that's all about. Might be something technical. I don't think they're too worried about losing this round. Or the next one. Excuse me. Now, I'm checking things out for the time being in terms of the map. There is a bit of a play for mid control here from MiTH, and there's actually almost no contest onto it coming from connector. I mean, we could potentially see Olivia Monster just kind of poke around in connector, see if he can get a few shots out, and more or less the same thing could come out of B&W Gigs if he wanted as well. But it looks as though, again, checking the minimap, it's going to be a play for bomb site B. They've had the ability to poke around wherever they want. They only hear one player in there, and they're already calling for a 3-player rotation. That is the signature CSGO side of things. And they're already deficient in terms of manpower. 20 seconds remain. 3 frags made by the terrorist side, dispersed all across the map, and that frag is going to... Wait, hold on. This all rests on Gigs, but... just had to stay alive for about 10 more seconds while simultaneously preventing that bomb plant. It's one of those things, kind of spur of the moment, heat of the moment kind of things that you kind of forget. And I think in that situation I would have much done the same thing, because I always love being outnumbered and outgunned. That feeling of adrenaline rushing to my head. It's like, yes! Come and get me, you father muckers! And yes, I know I just said father muckers. But some kind of a ping issue, it looks like, for what looks like the entire gaming house of MiTH. Might be their ISP going a teeny bit lazy. Personally, I live in Taiwan, not Thailand. Right now I'm in USA visiting my family. What I can tell you is my internet has a very sensitive mood problem. Let's put it that way. So here we go right now. Diving into Force Buy round here from Signature CSGO. They are on upgraded pistols, and that looks like... I mean, it's going to be their last bid for trying to play for overtime in map number 1, but it's hard to say. I think there's a reason why everyone voted on MiTH, or rather placed their bets on MiTH as opposed to Signature CSGO. Again, another play for mid here, and MiTH is not getting overextending, or they're not trying to overextend by any means of the human imagination. Bomb is dropped back, trying to take a little bit short of Apartment's ladder, but it's been picked up since then. This is still kind of a flexible play, but the fact that Viper Demon is backing off of bomb site A leads me to believe that he is, or not he, but rather the entire terrorist side is gradually going to move towards bomb site A. However, Cigarettes and Gigs making some very nice frags here. It looks like Olivia Monster is going to complement it as well. So what's really, I guess you'd say, weird or unanticipated is the position that maybe Veda is in right now. AK-47. Nice shot by Tor. Just puts him to sleep. And that will reveal Viper Demon's position. It's going to be Viper Demon getting another. That is Olivia Monster getting the final frag of the round. So Signature CSGO are going to bring it back to 5 rounds at the very least. MiTH is now at an awkward buy position. And I mean, they could make P250 purchases. I wouldn't blame them for that. I wouldn't fault them for that. There's no reason for it, right? It looks like it's going to be 3 P250s, 4 P250s, and a Tech 9. Perhaps a 5-man push into bomb site B, and that can be disastrous, especially given that we see... I'm looking at this. Am I looking at this right? Tor's on bomb site B, and he's got an incendiary. Oh, man. There's no there's no execution utilities here from MiTH either. They don't have a smoke, they don't have a flash, they don't have anything that you would expect them to have if they were trying to go for a straight up B rush. There we go. Olivia Monster getting a quad, and it looks like it's going to be... could it potentially be an ace? Nah, Tor's going to steal that. Okay. Now it's just going to be a straight up A rush coming in from the mist side of things. For whatever reason, the auto observer is not taking me to that. I'm losing my thought process just a little bit, and well, QQ manages to get a triple kill out of that. Turns out to be 5-1, and now this is a pretty big, I'd say pretty substantial economic lead, but it looks like it should be a full-ish buy coming in from MiTH right now, made in Thailand. So these guys want to represent their country, and they're showing what they can do to the rest of the world right now, very, very shortly in front of this camera. Right, something else I forgot to mention at halftime, guys. We need to thank all of our broadcast partners. It'd be csgolounge.com, g2a.com, twitch.tv, and last but not least, hltv.org. Olivia Monster gets a nice opening frag there with the AWP. That is something else, really. Seeing what we have right now. Gigs waiting, finding that unfortunate timing from Guinea. I'm sorry, from Ginny rather. What happened there was, Tor gets a frag and a half there. Now Viper Demon is going to be looking for his target, but instead it's going to be Cigarettes making a target out of him. Myro's last player standing, and Molotov, well, there it is. Doesn't quite get the job done. This is, even if they can't quite win this out, I mean, Signature CSGO is making a very, very, very nice comeback, but we'll never forget NIP versus Liquid at, jeez, what was that one offline event? I forget. I'm usually paying attention to the Asian ones, guys. I sound very retarded right now. Pardon my language. ESL Pro League Finals? Yeah, I think that might have been it. But right now, Rolex Monster going to be carrying that Tech 9 to the top of apartments, and there's a smoking out. That could actually work in their favor. Because at the end of that is going to be Cigarettes, and he has an M4 in hand, and that's about it. There we go. They're just pouring in. So what Cigarettes did there was he inevitably gave up some ground, and that's going to cost them 2 for 2 in the trades. Somehow, Viper Demon dodges that AK-47 aim, and now Giggs is looking for some heads to start tapping, and that's indeed what he's going to start doing. Gets himself, God knows how many, a triple kill. 2-on-1 clip as well. I don't know. Is this actually viable? Is Signature CSGO going tryhard now, and is it working? I mean, economy really only applies to one more loss, because if they lose one more loss, then we're going to see... Or, excuse me, if they lose one more round, then we're going to see MiTH on match point, obviously. But looks like MiTH is kind of done taking shortcuts to victory, as we do see basically everything in the kitchen sink that they would need to get victory. That's going to be Rolex Monster getting the opening frag of the round. High impact frag onto Giggs. Actually, maybe not, maybe not. I initially thought that would be the person carrying the AWP on their team. And I hope I don't get disconnected, because it sounds like there's a thunderstorm on its way to my area. Right. So Checking things out right now. They got the one frag. They're going to work off of that, I imagine. Veda's going to get it. I'm going to make it another and shut down the prospects of a comeback from Signature CSGO just a little bit. Rolex, playing James Bond, is going to take down Tor before he has a chance to shoot anyone on window. This is just like, I don't know, SEAL Team 6 with AK-47s. Not something we see all the time, but check this out. Olivia Monster coming in with the AWP, has to clutch it. 1v4, does not want to give this up. Very nicely done. On the Viper Demon 76. Just unfortunately rolling into execution as my rolls lights him up. We don't want to forget that Signature CSGO previously beat Mongols. I think... Oh, I wouldn't mind seeing a show match between MiTH and Mongols. However, I think that would be very fun. Best of 3, best of 5 to watch. Because if MiTH is beating Signature CSGO under their present circumstances, I'd love to see how they do against Mongols. And I don't think, I don't know, maybe someone's got on Wikipedia somewhere. Or maybe they did a scrim before, who on earth knows. Right. So I should turn the auto observer back on. I'm such an idiot. Here we go now. This is match point for MiTH. They've got some nice weapons on the board, but if they lose this round, they are totally shot. I wouldn't say totally shot economically, but if they lose this round and the next one in a row, that's when they're economically shot. Rolex Monster, he's shut down. And looks like we're going to be having Olivia Monster. Just playing up mid as usual. There's a smoke on that area and a Molotov to make the push forward from the terrorist side more feasible. It's now 4 versus 4. 50 seconds remain. And Giggs manages to get one more frag, so puts the manpower advantage in favor of the counter-terrorist side. But the fact of the matter is the bomb is out in the middle of the map, so they have to go forward to get it. They do drop a smoke. They do toss a Molotov into Sniper's Nest, and they miss the opportunity to take down Olivia. So now Viper's trying to clear out the Sniper's Nest, does shoot it. He reveals his position as a result, and that's going to make Giggs all the more prepared. 11 seconds, and Giggs going to shut him down, gets a double kill by the end of the round. Match point, but a little bit of an awkward point at this. They're not fully economically reset. The question is, how will MiTH try to take this round? Are they going to try and make a shortcut to victory? Nah, they say slow and steady wins the race. Let's just try and get a full buy. But they are doing something of a quasi buy right now, as you can see. Utilities and looks like tons of upgraded pistols, with the exception of Rolex Monster. They're going in right now. The incendiary's on it. And that's just not working in their favor. I say, man down, we don't want to push this anymore. I'm going to duel a little bit. Veda. And try and keep this fight going. He's dropping that for his CZ, gets walled, and... Well, they only managed to make one trade in the end, and that's with cigarettes. Just goes to show, cigarettes will kill you. Do not consume them. MiTH now at match point. Once again, this is actually looking a little bit, how do I say this? A little bit complicated, to say the very least. MiTH pretty far away from the max loss bonus, but the next time they'll be able to afford a full rifle round. Full rifle buy would be on round 29, if we were to see it happen. Up mid, we've got typical exchange of HP, slightly in favor of the CT side, as we can see. Giggs down to 16 HP, and that's going to be Tor getting a double kill with what appears to be a single burst. Giggs going to get one as well. Giggs going to get two, and now Signature... Oh my goodness. Signature CSGO is getting closer and closer to overtime. Are we really going to have 2 overtime matches for this evening? Well, MiTH can, I guess you could say, try something here. I mean, right now what they have is obviously not ideal. But it doesn't hurt if they at least try. It's going to be 3-4 P250s, and that will be it. Glock to pull at one player's attention. I gotta say, I like the P250 Asimov skin. I personally have it myself. It's unfortunately it's well worn. QQ just gonna be spraying it down just as expected, and we'll be seeing Giggs coming in from the side, getting a nice flank and near collateral there with one of his frags. But I think that's gonna be just about it while we see MiTH give it a shot with a full buy. Just calm down. Ooze, faba. Veta gonna be stuck with an AK-47 this time around, and full-blown utilities. No AWP on that player this time around. If they're able to take this one, then the map closes and we see Signature CSGO. We see Signature CSGO. How do I say this? Unfortunately, bite the dust after working so hard. And Signature CSGO are able to win not only this round, but the next one, they will take it into overtime. SC done on the frag out, I guess. A little bit of damage dealt there. Uh-oh. Friendly fire onto Olivia Monster, a Molotov that simply fizzles on the smoke, and it looks like MiTH has done a good job of selling this as a fake. However, there's no double fake here, and that's gonna be Giggs. Oof. Taking one down and getting a little bit of damage done to Viper, taking none himself. Rolex Monster looking for his target on B short. They know he's there. Olivia Monster hops in from Marketplace, has to go in to get up close and personal. Cigarette's now going to come in and try and tag team. Unfortunately, Olivia Monster's taken down, and now that's going to be 1 versus 2. Veta, the last player standing, already has a double kill. There's only rifles here. Oh boy, he makes the noise. He fakes it. 30 seconds. Late on the re-entry. Late on the retake, rather. Oh no! Well, Giggs manages to bring it back to 15-14, and this is almost completely slated to go to overtime. Look at QQ Dowmaker there with $16,000 in the bank. Still going to be a full buy after getting the bomb plant for, looks like Giggs calls a pause. He does say sorry. Let's see how many people are watching right now. Since there is a pause, it's a good time to go ahead and remind you guys that we have a factory new Bowie knife skin giveaway. You guys can enter that giveaway by clicking on the picture of the skin below this stream window, and there you will be prompted to enter via 10 different methods. We're actually doing 2 different things. One, market research, so that means for those of you who entered the giveaway yesterday, there are now some new questions that are new ways to enter that I have added to the giveaway. So altogether there should be about 10. We're trying to gather information on the demographics of our tournament viewership. Right, so here we go. Potentially the last round, potentially the round that pushes things into overtime. Signature CSGO, MiTH, probably both mentally exhausted right now. That's going to be Signature CSGO getting the opening headshot onto Veta. It's essentially a race to see who gets there first. Double AWP setup coming in here, by the way. It's a very nice one by Cigarettes. He's going to be the second one. And fragging discrepancy here is actually very high for the MiTH side of things. You can see that Veta has the most frags out of anyone in the entire map right now at 30. Sorry, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Olivia making a nice kill, looking for that triple. It's going to be Signature, however, coming in to save his skin. And it looks like we're almost completely 100% guaranteed to go to overtime unless we see Viper Demon pull out the clutch that his team wants him to get. Unfortunately, it's going to be a triple to Olivia and an execution on Viper Demon. So with that being said, now we are just about ready to go into overtime. Before we do that, again, an obligatory shout out and thank you to all of our broadcast partners. That would be csgolounge.com, g2a.com, twitch.tv, and hltv.org. Further, again, we do have a Bowie knife skin giveaway, very expensive knife skin, $300. You guys have and if you guys would like to enter that giveaway, all it really takes is 10 minutes of your time, 5 minutes of your time, and further, it only costs time to enter, not money. Olivia misses the opening shot of overtime. That actually gives the terrorists a little bit of room to move into bomb site B off of short, and it looks like that will indeed be their intention. Tor gonna catch Viper Demon, not peeking the van area. It's going to be a flank coming in from Giggs. And I guess this is what happens when we find Signature CSGO on the CT side. They're almost uncrackable, unstoppable, everything in a bowl. But Vera's going to get one Veda is going to get one refrag before turning back. And sorry, one last thing. I forgot to mention that we have a vote going for this match. I believe you can type !vote in chat, and then you'll find a vote for who's going to win this one. And you guys can hashtag at us MiTH win or Signature win. Probably hashtag MBPL as well. That would be very nice. Or hashtag, you know what, a broader, more concise hashtag that would be very nice to have is hashtag CSGO Asia. But yeah. It's going to be Signature CSGO taking the first round of overtime now that they are on the Counter-Strike, or Counter-Strike, Counter-Terrorist side. But that turned into an expensive loss for Terrorist side. Look at Veda right now. Only $100 left. He's going glass cannon with the AWP there. He doesn't have any room for utilities, an extra pistol, anything else like that. Just straight up AWP and that's it. If we don't see MiTH able to win this round, and I mean that's a very how do I say this? A very vague statement. Saying win, lose is a very vague statement. Very vague verbs. Then we're talking about them being in a whole hell of a lot of trouble. Olivia Monster now gone. With what Rolex Monster just did to him. That's actually a high impact frag maybe. Top fragger gone. So MiTH is looking a little bit pretty much stronger in this matchup right now. I mean, sorry, in this particular round. And under our present overtime settings, if a player wants to win a match, they have to if a team wants to win a match, they have to get away with 4 rounds of overtime. Gig's gonna get a refrag, but it does cost him a lot of HP. He's down to 1. Well, he was down to 1. Then a bullet hit him. Veda gonna kind of seal the deal here. Rather. I don't know what on earth that was that just made that noise. Sorry about that. I was wondering if maybe my headset got disconnected or something, but whenever you have a piece of hardware that gets disconnected, it can be a little bit difficult to deal with. Even if you don't know what it is or how to identify it. But Veda getting that double kill. This is the last round of overtime with Signature CSGO on the counter-terrorist side. They have to make it count. They've shown us that they can work all kinds of magic on the counter-terrorist side, going up against MiTH. But it looks like they do have some deficiencies. It's quite transparent. You can see that we have an MP9 on cigarettes. We've got an M4 there for Tor. Of course, we've got M4s. Those are basically standard. Yeah, but look what Olivia Monster's got there. Missing a helmet, kind of a null factor. But Rolex is gonna get that opening frag on a BMW Giggs. Now, what happens is a very good question to ask. Rolex Monster gonna get boosted into Sniper's Nest, and that is gonna be a takedown on Olivia Monster. Finally, however, there will be a refrag coming out from Tor down to 12 HP. 4 versus 3, if even just technically. Huge superior firepower advantage coming in from Myth side of things. Veda, where's he right now? Stick this to the manual observer. But QQ Dow and Signature there. Well, I mean, back to 2 versus 2 now. Oh, Veda gets a hell of a Tech 9 shot out, and then a walled shot. That's going to be Myth taking it to 17 rounds with the first round of, or sorry, the last round of the first half of overtime going to Myth. This is the second time we have seen overtime for the day, guys. Really, I mean it. Feels like something else, but Signature CSGO is now going to take 5 AK-47s out and do what with it? Playing towards A. Full utility. But Tor's already thrown all 4 of them. It hasn't even been, you know, 30 seconds in round time, and he's already thrown all of his utilities. They're now making the entry utilities onto bomb site A as they want to get in there and do something. Big rotations coming in now from the Myth side of things, and Olivia Monster, one hell of a one-tap there. Gonna be trying to guard whatever he can, and Viper Demon's going on staircase to try and get this retake underway, but it's looking like Viper Demon's gonna kind of shut that down just a little bit. 4 versus 4 now. Here comes the push from the counter terrorist in the retake. Now it looks like Myth, you know, they just need to get to 18 rounds. Drops the weapon, gets the defeat, or I'm sorry, gets the frag. Oh, sorry, getting tired. Right. So Myth essentially just need one more round on the board, and then they take this map. Alternatively, if we see Signature CSGO win this, then they are going to be, that's what I'm looking for. If Signature CSGO win this, then they're going to be extending into double overtime. So that will be quite the conundrum indeed. But I'm sorry, no, they don't need to win this. They need to win not only this round, but the next round is what they need to do. Rolex Monster gonna get one, looking for the second, will indeed find it. His head, I'm sorry, his crosshair finds the head of Olivia Monster to follow up his second target. Myroll's gonna get a double all his own as well. And this is looking like Giggs. He's gonna have to do the impossible here if he wants to win this. Reflexes, however, he does impact the shot with Rolex Monster. He's down to 18 HP as it stands. And I think this is, you know, it probably goes without saying right now, but I think we're going to be going into map number 2 in a very short period of time. But hey, let's not shut down Giggs. He's got a hell of a show to put on for us, right? He's going to show us how he can take down multiple guys with only 18 HP on his person, but just as I say that, I jinx it. So it's going to be now map number 2, Cobblestone. With that being said, before we take things into this game, we want to thank all of our broadcast partners. That would include, of course, G2A.com, CSGOLounge.com, Twitch.tv, and last but not least, HLTV.org. For those of you who would like to enter a very expensive knife skin giveaway, we have a Bowie skin giveaway that you guys can find below this stream window. And if you guys would do so kindly, please, please, please fill out the... I guess you could say that mini survey that is in the giveaway. If you guys help us to answer this, then we understand better what our target demographic is looking like. So that's it from me for the time being. We're going to take things into maybe a 3 to 10 minute break, and then we will be back with our next match on Cobblestone. Don't go away.